Mike Schlossberg. I have the privilege of being a state representative for the 132nd District, which is west end of Allentown, northern tier of the city, most of the east side, and then a little bit of South Whitehall Township. And I will be very briefly in command of the microphone, and I promise very briefly. I do want to take a moment to introduce some of the elected officials who are here. First off, we have my friend and colleague, Representative Peter Schweier, who might have just gone to another appointment, but he was here a minute ago. From Allentown City Council, Candida Affa. Allentown City Controller, Jeff Glazier. From Allentown School Board, Elizabeth Martinez. And in terms of candidates, we have my friend Courtney Robinson, who's going to be running for the 2-year term on Allentown City Council. Did I miss anybody? If I did, it's my fault, not Charlie's. All right, good. Very briefly, I am here not only to MC, but also to publicly support and endorse my friend Charlie. And I do want to just take a minute to explain why. Because as I'm sure those of you who are paying attention know, there is no shortage of candidates. There's no shortage of good people and well-qualified candidates. I am standing with Charlie, and I'm going to tell all my constituents, anyone who's willing to listen, to vote for Charlie, primarily for 2 reasons, and that's his head and his heart. And at the end of the day, being mayor is not about needing a job. It's not about wanting to see your name in the paper. It's about providing competent service and in a little way improving the quality of life of the people you represent. And I do think that it requires a certain type of person who needs to be able to get along with a vast array of constituents and constituency groups, who needs to have experience in the public and the private sector, and really good experience, and most importantly, needs to have the passion for it. You need to have somebody who's willing to walk away from a high-paying, good job because they love the city so much that they're willing to give to it. You need to have somebody who's willing to endure the occasional misery of Allentown School Board, and as I'm sure the current and former school board members will tell you, that is a thankless job, and it's a hard job. But more importantly, it's an important job. In fact, I'd argue that aside from mayor in Allentown right now, there's no job more important than the Allentown School Board. And Charlie's been a vital part of that board, who's helped really turn the district around and put it on some of its most solid footing in years. And more importantly, he's a good man. This is a little bit of a silly story, but one of the first times I ever had a meal with Charlie was about 2 years ago. Charlie, I don't even know if you remember this, but I do. No, it is a good story. A fraternity brother of mine, a very good friend of mine, had literally the night before died in an apartment fire in New York. And we went to breakfast, and he wasn't like my best friend, but he was somebody I knew and cared about, and I was pretty upset. And Charlie could see something was wrong. He asked me about it. We chatted about it for a little bit. And he turned to me and said, Mike, before we get our meal, please say no if you're uncomfortable. Do you mind if I just pray for you real quick? And I said, yes. And it was one of the most tender, kindest moments that I really remember in my public life, because it was somebody very privately saying, let me try to, in my own way, make you feel good and make you feel better in a bad moment for you. And we need that in this city. We need compassion and decency and competence, maybe now more than ever. That's why I am here to say I'm proud to endorse Charlie Thiel, and I hope everybody else in the city does as well. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce my friend, my mentor, and my predecessor, former state representative Jennifer Mann.